Hey everybody, Jim Cummings here. Welcome to my podcast, Toon'd In with Jim Cummings. We have a great guest for you today. But before we get to that, make sure you like and subscribe. Our podcast has partnered with the largest Comic-Con in North America, Fan Expo, the Juggernaut. We're touring all over North America live, so get your tickets and come be a part of the live audience. It'll be fun. Go to fanexpohq.com for the tickets. We'll see you in a city near you, or a little bit away, but you can drive. And with all that said and done, sit back and enjoy today's episode. And as always, thanks for tuning in to Toon'd In with Jim Cummings.
Wow, there's a lot of people out here. Wow. This is incredible. Who here has seen or watched or listened to Toon'd In with Jim Cummings before? A lot of you need to catch up. This is such a great city. This is going to be a great time. I just want to tell a quick story. For those of you who don't know, I'm producer Chris. I produce the podcast. And just 2 short years ago, it's crazy. This is surreal to me because 2 short years ago, we started the podcast. And we were doing it like guerrilla style. We went to a convention, we set up in the corner of the green room, and we were just pulling actors like, hey, do you have 15 minutes? Can we get a little interview really quickly? And now to be on the main stage at Calgary Expo is just, give it up. So cool. So cool. We got a really good show for you today. I'm going to introduce the star, the host, the legend himself, Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2, Mr. Jim Cummings. There he is. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, brother, we've done it again. My goodness. Well, thanks for all being here. Thanks, everybody. Is everybody happy? Oh, good. Wow, a lot of people. Woohoo! Hey, how about that producer, Chris? Yes. Oh, but wait, there's more.
There sure is. We have another very special guest for you today. You know her from Smallville. You know her from Saving Hope and many, many more. Miss Erica Durance.
Woo!
Give it up, give it up.
Yay, bless you, my dear. Oh, fancy meeting you here.
I know. What are the chances? I feel so honored to be part of this. Thank you for having me here.
Thanks for coming out. All right.
My pleasure.
You're from here in Calgary.
I am. I was born in Calgary.
How's it feel to be back?
It feels great. I feel like I'm with my people again. I'm so relaxed. I'm almost not like, I'm forgetting to perform. I grew up in Three Hills, so farm girl for many years. And the weather does not surprise me at all. I find the wind bracing and cleansing.
Jim, you're familiar with Calgary. You've been out here several times.
Oh, yeah, it's a great place. I love it up here.
Yeah, it's such a warming city. It's so friendly. Canada, of course, you know.
Yeah, I was Canada up here. Everybody's very friendly, and it's very good. See, I'm from a place called Youngstown, Ohio, and our favorite greeting to each other from there is, "What's the matter with your problem?" So this is great. I love being here. So thank you.
Now, for every guest we have on this podcast, I always try and find a link, whether it be thematic, whether it be you've worked together before, you guys have not worked together before. So I'm doing my research, and one link I came up with is I think both of the shows that you're most popular for, Smallville and Winnie the Pooh, I think they're very appealing to families, very wholesome, Yeah. And not only that, but I've heard you in other interviews say, generations of families watch it. Somebody grows up watching Smallville or Winnie the Pooh, and then they introduce it to their kids and so on and so on. What is that like when somebody comes up to you and brings their child and is like, I introduced this show to them. I made sure that they had to see this, blah, blah, blah. So few actors have that opportunity.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want to know how that feels to each of you when you get that experience.
Well, I love it. I I'm very fortunate because Winnie the Pooh generation is of like 3 years. You know, we're making fresh Pooh fans every 3 years. Oh, well, there's another one. You know, as soon as they hear one oh bother, they go, you know, and it's a 3-year-old. So it's a beautiful thing. I'll take it. I'm on my 57th generation now. So I'll take it. You're very sweet.
Yeah, I don't have that many generations yet, but it is quite something to share in something positive, you know, and something that connects us with our family, with roots, with a level of sentimentality but just reminds us of our goodness. And so when I was doing this 25 years ago, I was just kind of pursuing an art. And then now here I am talking to people and they're telling me, oh no, this helped me through this experience and that experience. And so for me, if anything, I'm really humbled by that, and I think it's pretty incredible. So I'm grateful.
Yeah. Another link that I was thinking about was, you know, both protagonists, Clark Kent in Smallville, and I guess Winnie the Pooh is the protagonist, but I'm referring to Christopher Robin. Both take place around the character's formative years. What do you think is so appealing about, you know, seeing somebody before they're, you know, into adulthood, the coming of age stories?
Right. Yeah. I know what you mean. It's nice because you know, there's a certain age where your mind is open. Your heart is open. Your arms are open, and the more wholesome. Not without. I don't want to be all corny up here, but you know, it's better than. I don't even want to come up with a terrible example, but there's a certain time when we're open to the sweetness of the world, and before the world, there's plenty of time for the world to get in there and turn you into a sourpuss. So enjoy the time, the childhood, the open, the wide-eyed wonder. I always cherish that moment, and you know, I've got 4 daughters and now a grandson, and you know, and I distinctly remember saying, "Listen, don't be in a big hurry to grow up. Adulthood, it'll be there. Don't worry. The world will be there and to give you all the grief. So enjoy childhood, enjoy this moment, and let it last." That's the way I feel. Yeah.
I think, you know, with the coming of age of Clark's story, you know, having been a little bit older, but I think that I'm going to just say what most people say to us is that it was a connection for them when they were also struggling to find themselves. Of course, we all get older and we realize there is no finding of oneself, and you never really know anything, and that also is okay. But there's a period of time in our lives where we're struggling for this sense of perfection. And so to see someone like Clark Kent, who really is, you know, kind of supposed to be perfect, struggle and have a hard time and be really, really human, was what I think brought people together, and that's why they loved it.
Yeah. And, you know, in my opinion, you're the best Lois Lane ever. And just what...
I think you're saying that because we're kind of family. So...
Well, I was actually leading into
so
that.
True.
So how you mentioned, Jim, you know, people really relate with that family, the formative years. And to me, this is very special because I'm related to both of you.
Yeah, that's
and it's,
right.
you know, a little
How
family
about that?
affair. Yeah. If you didn't know, Jim is my stepfather. And
Hey.
Erica's...
He looks just like me, don't you think? In my dreams. Yeah, okay.
And Erica's sister Jenny is married to my uncle, so this is a little family
I
affair.
met you when you were a lot younger.
Younger. I've known you for a long time.
So this is really special.
Yes, it sure is.
You guys didn't know you were coming to a family reunion, did you?
We're just gonna talk amongst ourselves here for a little
All right,
bit.
who brought the potato salad? No one? Damn, let's keep going anyway. Okay.
So you joined Smallville in season 4. I wanted to ask you, how was that intimidating going into, you know, an already set cast and being like the new character? What did that feel like as an actor stepping onto that set with already, you know, people already have relationships, they already know the flow of the set, everything like that? Was that intimidating? Was that exciting? How did you feel about that coming in?
Well, it was exciting, but it was one of these things does not belong kind of scenarios. I really felt like, okay, who's this girl from Alberta who's wound up here doing this show with all these fancy people from LA? And but it was like this bullet train that was going that I just jumped on. And so I also had a kind of an odd sense of I'm part of something so much bigger than me, and I'm very, very, very lucky. I could never have foreseen that I'd be talking about it now. But yeah, it was intimidating, but I have to say the people that I was coming to work with were super chill. They're really nice and very welcoming. And so that really helped. And also at the time, I just came on for 4 episodes, so you guys know what it's like when you come in and you're like, it's a guest star. I'm going to come in, do a few things, I'm going to leave and build on it. And so it's only, later that I was like, oh, I ended up doing 150 episodes of it. Yeah. So. Was it
surreal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I didn't have a lot of time to get ready for it, and I've said this a lot. I got it on a Friday, I started on a Monday, and I just felt like I was just trying to catch up. So people were like, you made her kind of neurotic and all that. I was like, no, that was just fully me being neurotic, and it's caught on film, and they seemed to like that, so it worked out. Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Well, I personally relate to the surrealness of it. I have just a quick story about my own career. I was on the 100 for a few episodes, and thank you. And I had seen that show in college. One of my friends showed me this show, and he had the worst taste in television ever. And I was like, really? You're going to show me this show? So I agreed to watch the pilot of it. I'm watching the pilot, and I see one of my childhood best friends is one of the leads, Richard Harmon. And I'm like, no way. And then and there, I decided that I'm going to move to Vancouver, and I'm going to get on that show. Wow. And that's what I did. And I remember the day I was stepped on set, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm actually here. Like, I can't believe I manifested this. It was wild to me. That leads me to you, Jim. You have a similar experience of taking over the characters of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. Did you feel those same emotions? I mean, the surreality of it, the pressure, intimidation. How did that feel stepping into such large shoes with such iconic characters?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And, the thing of that is, I've been doing Winnie the Pooh and Tigger for a very, very long time now, for literally most of my life. But the thing is, when Pooh and Tigger first hit the public eye, it was back in the 60s, and I was in grade school. And they won an Academy Award for the first 3. They put them together. They were 22 minutes each, put all 3 of the shorts together. Then it was a movie, won the Academy Award, went away for 20 years. It was gone for 20 years. People don't think that, but it was. Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, the whole gang, they made a big splash and went away. Disney put it on the shelf inexplicably, because you'd think they'd be milking that baby, for some simoleons, for some serious honey, right? But they didn't, thank God, which gave me a chance to grow up. Yes. And then I've told this before, I hope I don't bore anybody, but they said, my agent said, they're bringing back the Winnie the Pooh crowd, the 100-Acre Wood Gang. And I go, oh, that's great. And and they're holding auditions. Oh, that also is really great. And there's Pooh, and there's Tigger, and there's, the whole Kanga. I didn't audition for Kanga. But I thought, honestly, I auditioned for, I didn't audition for Rabbit. I didn't feel good about that. But Owl, Pooh, Tigger, and Eeyore, and obviously in Pooh and Tigger. And I thought I really crushed Eeyore. I said, wow, I'm so Eeyore. Thanks for noticing me. Not bad. Apparently not good enough, but not bad. Excuse me. So I went home feeling really good, and talked to my agent. Well, what do you think? What do you think? And I go, I am so gonna be Eeyore. And so, like 2 weeks later, I get a call, and she goes, okay, I've got good news and bad news. And I said, oh, great. Yeah, don't you hate that? I said, all right, what's the bad news? She goes, you're not Eeyore. I said, oh, come on, who's Eeyore? And they go, Peter Cullen. So, Optimus Prime, he's Peter Cullen. you know, you lose to Peter Cullen, you didn't lose. He's just better than you. There's a lot of that going around when it comes to me. And I said, all right, well, what's the good news? And she goes, well, you're Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. I said, well, to hell with Eeyore. Eeyore Schmeeyor. You know, so I had to suffer through. And I have all the honey you could ever imagine now, so it worked out. Yeah, crazy story, but it happens. What, and give up showbiz? Yeah.
Erica, I was watching you in an interview with Michael Rosenbaum, who's a fabulous interviewer and actor, and obviously your co-star. Yes. And you said something that really stuck with me. I'm going to read it here. You said, talking about your character, you said, it's less about me and more about what I represent. And I think that Jim really embodies that as well. Yeah. Could you kind of expand on that philosophy as an actor?
Well, I think it's really important when you're approaching work as an artist to recognize the space that you hold, and we're here for a minute and then we're gone and could be replaced by other people. And our point to be here is to tell whatever story it is that's in front of us, and we're lucky to be part of it. And I just happen to be able to play a character that is beloved and has been created by this fabulous person and had so many incarnations. And so when you kind of keep that in mind, you're also able to take feedback from the other people that are helping you, and they give you advice and they help to create a character, so that otherwise, I think then if you don't keep yourself in that spot, you miss the magic of it. And then you miss all sorts of beautiful moments that you could kind of come up with. So yeah,
that's great. And it makes me think about you too, Jim, because I mean, we were just talking the other day about a character versus an impression. And you were saying, you know, a character is when you truly like embody what it is. And expand on that, please.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of people. People come up to me all the time, and they go, "Oh, well, you know, I do Pooh, I do Tigger, I do Darkwing," and I go, "Oh, that's great, do you?" And they do, and they are terrible, thank God. Well, sometimes they're pretty good. Sometimes they're pretty good. In fact, there's a guy out there who does impressions of cartoon characters, and he's pretty good. But then what they forget. And especially with voiceover, it's easy for this to happen because it's just a microphone. Doesn't matter what you look like. And they'll do a sound, and they'll have the sound, they'll have the voice, it'll be there and this and that. But what they forget is they're not acting. They're just reading a line and then saying, "Don't I sound like this person, A, B, or C?" And yes, they do, but they kind of stink too, because. Okay, yeah, now can you do that when you're sad? Can you do that line happy? Can you do that confused? And Jess Arnell, I think I've said it before, but when it comes to being a voice actor, it's a small V but a capital A, and that's the thing, and it also helps in this day and age, any day and age, to be able to sing in character, because that's kind of cool. Because there's a lot of that. It's just one more feather one more arrow to put in your quiver, so to speak. Yeah.
Erica, you've said that, I've heard you say in another interview that you feel like you've changed as a person, over the last 20 years. How do you feel like that informs your acting? And if you were to play Lois Lane again, do you think that would manifest in a different sort of character?
Yeah. Thank God I can't revisit it in that way. I think that there's characters that you play for specific times in your life, and whatever you're going through is perfect for that time. And I had different jobs that did that for me. But thank God we can evolve into different versions of ourselves. And I look back on that really fondly. But yeah, I mean, in 25 years of life, you do a lot, you go through a lot. And I think that there was a lightness and a fragility to her, and a spunkiness, and just this sense of belief that she had in the incredible, that I don't know if I could manifest that in the same way now. So I might be a little bit of a killjoy. So maybe it's good that I step away and just let her kind of exist like that.
And when I heard you say that, it made me think about you, Jim. And do you think that the way that you play, any of your characters today has evolved or changed from when you first voiced them 30 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. I think a little bit because, I think the idea is to be true to the character. You don't want to change. I mean, Pooh's not going to show up and become the Hulk. It just wouldn't work. But you have to, because otherwise you're just kind of treading water.
Yeah.
As an actor, you're just treading water. You're and you're recycling. Oh bother, and you can only say that so much, and then it becomes a bother. So don't bother me with oh bother. You don't want to hear that. So the challenge is to keep it fresh and to keep it moving forward. And with that said, we rely on writers, our unseen, unheralded friends, and without them we don't have it. We're mimes, yeah. And I'm not good at miming.